Hi and welcome to another video, and today we are checking out the Mini Skoll here from G Wolf. They've sent me this. This is a sample version. Let's just get that out of the way, right? This is not full production yet, and they're after some feedback, but today I thought I'd go through my thoughts with you, what I found with it, and I'm sure a lot of this will change as they develop the mouse. So this is part of my first impressions, just to get out what I think of it straight out of the box when it first arrives, so you can get a quick look at it straight away. Later on, I'll be doing full reviews on these, using my latency tests and all the other tests that I do. Don't worry, they are still coming. On this one, I'll do it on the full production though when it arrives. So these are a few things that I found with the Mini Skoll. I was streaming with it on Friday night, and you'll see, if you're watching that, you'll see that I was a bit concerned about the side buttons on it at the moment. Side buttons are not working all the time. I was having problems with grenades and stuff like that when I was throwing them, and that's because the button wasn't registering. It took me a while to realise that, and that's certainly a bit of an issue with it, which I know they need to take a look at. One of the other issues, and Bad Seed Tech found this, and also BT, if you're not following them, go and check them out. They do some cool reviews. I really like their content, and I'm always chatting to them as well. And they found that the base here has some flexibility in it, and they were certainly right. It does have some flex. You're unlikely to push it because of the way the mouse moves, right? You're not going to push pressure down on it, but there is some flex there. For me, I'd probably leave it, but I think some people probably see it's a build quality issue. One of the problems with that, though, is the ability to push the profile button on the bottom. And I was changing DPI when I was doing that, and that was causing me some problems when I was gaming and I was messing around with the base. But you wouldn't do that on a day-to-day basis. For me, it's got RGB, and I think it's totally pointless. I would just take it out. I don't see the point in it. It's not very well lit, and for me, I think it's a bit of a waste, so I'd just remove it. So the one thing I love about this mouse is the shape. If you know me and you've been watching my reviews, I'm not an ergonomic fan, but this mouse, all my days, I liked the shape, and I think it's down to the size of it. This is a smaller version of the Skoll, which I did a review on, and the Skoll was too big for me, but this one fits my hand really, really well. I'm right-handed, and the measurements on this are 116mm in length, 60mm wide, and 40mm high, and this thing fits really well. I've got an 18 by 9cm hand, and I was impressed at how good this fit my hand. I was doing really well with it. Surprisingly, I was impressed. The weight of this thing is 45 grams, and it's spot on 45 grams, and it certainly feels it, and the shape, like I said, is very, very good. It has very, very strong sides. The top's strong. The scroll wheel is very similar to what's on the Skoll, apart from it's got a better rubber. I don't have the little pinprick rubber on there, which I like on the scroll wheel. I prefer this style. And overall, this mouse I really do like, and I think it's got some serious potential here, as long as they fix a few little problems with it. So if you know me, I'm not a fan of the 3389, I prefer the 3360 sensor, although a lot more mice are coming out with the 3389, and I'm starting to get more used to it. And this one's running the 3389, and again, I didn't have any issues with it. It tracked really well. It's got a really low lift-off distance, and I really did enjoy using it. So another thing people have been concerned about is this cable. It looks like it was wireless at first. I thought the same, but it's not. It's got a detachable front shoelace cable here. The cable itself is great. The one on the Skoll, it is on the Hattie, which I've just reviewed, and the cable itself is really flexible, and I really do like this cable. I personally like the ability to detach the cable, but wait, don't start trolling me yet, wait. But I know a few of you don't like that idea, and there's some reasonable concerns there. One is, when you're using the mouse slot, it will degrade the USB connector on the front and on the PCB, and give it to be a bit more slacker over time, and that might also break off the PCB. So a bit of a trade-off here. I kind of like the ability of changing the cable, but at the same time I understand problems of it breaking away, so I don't know. I think it's easier for people to change the cable, but actually maybe they should just put it back on the PCB like a standard mouse. If they do develop third-party connector for it, I think it's going to cause some problems. A bit like the Logitech G Pro Wireless, it's got a third-party connector for the front cable to stop this, but that means it's a third-party cable, and you have to buy that cable specifically, which is a real pain in the ass. And at the moment, this is just a standard USB cable, so anyone could create the cable for it. So on the left and right mouse button, this is using Omron 20 million clicks. Normally I like those, but on this one I didn't particularly like them. I didn't have any problems with it, but they weren't my preference. I'd have preferred to see some like TTC Golds in this, or the Cliff Red. I'm a fan of other mice that I've tested. I didn't like them in this. Comes with some really nice glide feet here, and I had no issues with it. This thing glided really well on a Helios pad, and I don't think you have any problems with this. They are good stock standard feet here. So in conclusion, well, this mouse, like I said, it's certainly got some potential here. I think it's going to have a few development changes, which it definitely needs. And once they're done, this is going to be one mouse to watch, because damn, this thing's going to be good. There's no dates yet. They haven't given me any time when it's going to come out. Like I said, it's a sample version, so things will change. But overall, on the right track here, and I'm looking forward to seeing the final version. So, hope you like this video. Hope you like this new structure. There will be a full review coming out with all those tests that are just going to be outrageous, and we'll see how good it is, and I'll see you all in the next video. Catch you later. Bye bye.